The Bears, the Storm, the Steamwheelers, River Bandits, and the Cubs. It's like we fell out of love, but Michael and Ryan will lift you up. Welcome to the pod, we barely maintain it. Hey. Welcome to the pod, we barely maintain it. Hey. Welcome to the pod, we barely maintain it. Life's tough, we need a vacation. We need a break from esports, Chicago, and the Quad Cities. The Bears, the Storm, the Steamwheelers, River Bandits, and the Cubs. It's like we fell out of love, but Michael and Ryan will lift you up. Welcome to the pod, we barely maintain it. Hey. Hey, the Bears, the Storm, the Steamwheelers, River Bandits, and the Cubs. It's like we fell out of love, but Michael and Ryan will lift you up. Welcome to the pod, we barely maintain it.
Yeah, the Storm traveled to Evansville on Friday night to start the 3-game series. And let's pull that up here. The Storm ended up pretty well controlling that one. Right off the bat, even from the well, now it's not even showing on here, but even from the very first get-go, where Apollo just wanted to start stuff right away and kind of get it going, because 5 seconds into the game, upon just mid-game or mid-fight crowd work, everything.
And you can't get better than that, man.
No.
That was a great one.
Not at all. And yeah, it was quite the show. Winning the fight, kind of setting the tone for the team. I believe they ended up winning 4-2 or 4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
I got the scores pulled up for us right here.
Yeah, so ended up winning 4-1 in that game. It did never seem like the Thunderbolts ever had a chance, really, in that one.
Yeah.
But Saturday night came around in Evansville, and they came right back. There was a fight before the game even started this time.
Yeah.
Between Apollon, I always mess the guy's name up, but Van something was the other guy that kind of had a cross check. Penalties and suspensions served the next day, type of stuff. But that kind of slowed down the Storm kind of right away, it seemed. Did more harm than good, as the Storm would fall 4-0 in that one.
Yeah. Tough loss, but
yeah. Evansville just controlled the puck the entire time. Just couldn't really get anything going. And then I want to say there was penalties. So yeah, penalties before the game even started. Divine Apollon he was fighting, misconduct, and cross-checking were 4 listed here before the game even started. And then for the Thunderbolts, Matthew Hobbs had a fighting, and then fighting other than during period of game misconduct. They were both, I believe, kicked right out of the game before it even started. Started off right away. And then from there was just, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 penalties in the game. So just, all over the place in this game. Just nobody wanted to be around each other, basically.
Yeah. That was a little bit of more of an ugly game in terms of penalties and whatnot.
Right. And then Sunday came around. We had the opportunity to actually be at this game.
Yes.
And it started out slow, but the game moved fast, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Time was ticking, but the scoring it
yeah,
didn't really open up right away. It took a little bit.
and Evansville controlled the puck for most of that. Where I mean, it looked like it was going to be another repeat of Saturday, where um, they couldn't really they weren't communicating well. Steve's you could tell his frustration quite a bit in that game,
Yeah.
yelling quite a bit at his teammates to communicate and just like be talking to each other because it didn't seem like they were doing either of those things to be honest.
Yeah.
And uh, that did turn into an Evansville goal midway through the second. Um, and but that kind of lit a fire for the Storm, who would then score not too long after that. I want to say
Yeah.
just a it was just a few minutes from then, wasn't it? It wasn't too.
It was a quick turnaround. They evened out the score pretty quickly after going down
Yeah,
1-0.
yeah. So Contessa for the Thunderbolts scored at 11:32. Uh, Depino scored at 18:30. So pretty quickly turned around. Jake McDonald on the assist. Jake McDonald was a part of every goal the Storm scored. So and I believe he's a rookie this year. So very good signs coming from him. He's obviously had
Yeah.
the opportunities as players get moved
I
and bounce around.
think our top scorers and assist guys didn't any of the scoring or the assist on
Yeah.
that game
No.
on Sunday.
Yeah. It seemed like I mean those guys probably had some or some tired legs coming from the
Right,
race,
right.
but
It was good to see some of the role player or not necessarily role players, but some of the other guys who aren't
yeah,
scoring as much kind
wasn't
of step
line
up
one or line
and
two. It's
make
kind
some
of your
goals.
3 and 4 maybe that were doing a little bit more of the work.
Yeah.
But um the third would be all Storm as Jake McDonald would score his second goal of the year, and Jesper our Tarkinian would score his sixth goal of the year on an empty netter. As the last 3 minutes were kind of just the Thunderbolts trying to get in the Storm's head, trying to figure something out just to get. I know they were every time stoppage would happen, they were kind of right in Steve's face, trying to get him
Yeah.
kind of to do something, get a little bit out of his way.
Yeah. Steve's had a great game. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think there was much they could have done. He just was it
33
34 total
saves. Yeah,
shots.
33 saves on 34 shots. So and they were peppering him in every possible way early. So he was definitely a
They
brick wall.
um, Evansville shot more shots on goal than the Storm did too this game.
Yeah. I mean Evansville had a 6-1 shot lead before the 10-minute mark in the first period. They were like
Yeah.
they had the puck. Every time the Storm potentially were about to go into the Evansville area, um, the Evansville seemed to poke check it, or the Storm would make a bad pass and they'd intercept it. So they're constantly just taking it right back and moving it right back into the Storm zone. So, but they dug it out and kind of I definitely in the third period they took that kind of momentum that came from the second from Tepino's score and just were just on fire. It seemed like they just
Yep.
were they were moving way faster. It seemed. I want
Yeah,
to say the second
definitely.
period had like I think we could count on both of our hands how many stoppages total were in that second period if it even took two
Yeah,
hands.
I don't remember the first one when it finally happened. We were shocked because
Yeah,
they were cruising in the second
yeah,
period. It was a lot of action.
yeah. It just
Not
didn't
necessarily
seem
a lot of
to.
scoring, but there was
Yeah,
a lot of moving. It was
yeah.
a very clean game, it
You
seemed.
could definitely tell too that the Storm were more focused on trying to make passes and trying to
Yeah.
get good shots instead of the Thunderbolts who were kind of just peppering shots and taking shots whenever they could. Uh which can be good for you as well as the honestly Contessa's goal for the Thunderbolts came that way where it kind of ricocheted in a really weird way and happened to go over Steve's shoulder. So
Yeah.
that obviously works, but I think the Storm focusing more on those good shots and making good passes to open lanes was definitely good. Especially, I mean, DePino's goal was not pretty at all by any means. And
Yeah.
honestly, like, wasn't necessarily him even making the goal. It was kind of it skipped over their goalie's shoulder, landed short, was shot back out by the defender, but he shot it into their goalie's back, and it
Yeah.
reflected back into the goal. So,
Yep.
uh,
It's on the socials if you guys
yeah,
should go check them
yeah.
out. You can see the video right
Yeah,
there.
Robert got a great video of it, and yeah, it just was, like I said, not the prettiest of goals, but a goal is a goal,
Right.
so we'll take it, and
Yep.
it lit
Yep.
momentum, so that's all that matters, and they did not
Yeah.
give the game back. Because even when it was 6 on 5, it didn't really even feel like it was, like, too much pressure. Because I mean, there was multiple
I
times in that last 3 minutes where the crowd was like, "Oh," because like, the puck was getting shot back down, and they took
I think it was the
empty net
what, the
shots.
2nd or 3rd time we got the puck to the other side when it finally went in,
Yeah, yeah,
the empty net goal, so it was Storm handled that situation very well, and, and then I think they just went back to goalie in the net and everything after that happened for
yeah.
Evansville.
Only 2 penalties in this game, one for
Crazy.
the, Storm, which was early in the first for a high sticking, and a Matt Clark, Thunderbolts holding penalty, early in the third. It definitely shows when, I mean, the not goons, but, like, I mean, the aggressors of the teams are not in the game. Apollon was suspended for the game, and then they had 2 guys suspended for the game. So
I
definitely,
think when suspensions come raining in, guys are like, "All right, let's just,
yeah,
we've had our fights at this point. Let's just focus on the game and get this done and out of here."
exactly. I did notice though, I don't know if you saw it, but like there was a lot of like definitely both teams even. I will even say both teams were kind of, checking to see if the ref was looking and maybe throwing a stick in the blades of the other guy or kind of holding them for a little longer.
Yeah.
Because it there was, I mean, it wasn't egregious by any means if like, somebody
No.
wasn't taking a stick and smacking somebody's skate, but
Yeah.
they were definitely like hooking them a little longer or making sure the refs weren't
Yep.
looking for them. But definitely kind of played it safe.
But it sounds like after, the league kinda cracking down on what happened the game before, um, they still definitely weren't nice to each other. They weren't, like, out there, hugging each other for the fun of it.
Right.
Uh, but you could tell the suspensions definitely maybe, chilled things out a little bit for the, fighting.
Yeah. Overall, though, very cool experience to get to be there. Really cool setup. We had a really good angle on the game. Didn't
Yeah.
really have to leave our seats much to get the pictures we
Nope.
wanted to and videos we wanted to. Not that we wouldn't want to explore and wouldn't explore, but we didn't really have to. So it's kind of nice to take it in for the first time getting to be there.
Right. Well, and being, us being in the area, this is definitely not the first Storm game
Right.
been to. So, it's kinda like you already know the arena a little bit and,
Yeah.
um, the president, who
Brian.
I'm terrible with names. And
Brian Rothenberger.
there we go. He's super nice to us, he got
Yeah.
us in, got us situated right away, and, um, we get to take some photos with him afterwards and, have some good conversation, but yeah, everybody was super nice, and,
Yep.
um,
Got
if
to
we
have
had
our
questions,
yeah. Got to have our
I'm
conversation with
sure.
Megan that we both enjoyed to have. Just she's obviously always been just she was one of the first guests for Barely Maintaining, so just a huge supporter.
Well, and I will say, my wife was definitely jealous when I said I got to talk to Meg.
Yeah, just super kind person. But yeah, overall good experience. this puts the Storm just a point out of 5th place, in that top half
Yes.
of the league. So, definitely turned it around since that rough start.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh, it's coming down from, basically last place. They weren't all the way there, but they were pretty
yeah, they were
close,
flirting back and
and
forth with it for sure.
they, turned it around, and they've been hot lately, so they got a tough series coming up this weekend, though, right, with,
Pensacola,
Pensacola. Oh, and
3rd
I
in the
think
league.
they are they at home for this one?
They are home for the series. Yep.
Yeah. So, that's at least good. They don't have to go all the way down to, being from that area, I know that's not a fun drive, so,
Yeah.
they'll be able to stay home for that, and, but Pensacola's a good team. It's a good chance for them to prove that they're one of the top teams in the league right now, and, hopefully
Yeah.
they win the series out.
Yeah. Uh, Unfortunately, teams that haven't turned it around quite yet, we're still waiting for it. The Heartlanders. Um,
Yeah.
since the break, uh, me and Robert were talking before we were starting to record. Their last win came against Kansas City on December 10th. Um,
Yeah.
so it's been a rough one. Obviously, there was a big kind of unfortunate break in there,
Yeah.
um, with the strike, that
Mhm.
lasted the 3-game weekend over the 26th, 27th, and 28th. Before that was Christmas break, where it's mandatory the SB or the ECHL players get that kind of week off. Uh,
Yeah.
but I mean, it's been rough for them. They are last in the league. Um, Trying to find some pieces. They've made some moves. Noah Massey got called up from the
Ah,
Storm, which is a
yep.
huge piece to both lose as a Storm fan and to gain
It's
as a Heartlander fan.
yeah,
So
yeah,
definitely a interesting experience there to kind of battle the emotions of that as a fan. And
right.
then they also made a trade. They traded one of their top point leaders, Jack O'Brien, um, in trying to get pieces in defense where they are really concerned because they cannot put that together. It really seems they leave their goalie
Yeah.
out quite a bit to fend for himself. So they're really just trying to find those pieces. Um, but we can break down those games real quick for you guys. Last week they played Tulsa and Kansas City. Kansas City was on the 31st in hopes to bring in the go into 2026 with a win. Unfortunately, after I want to say let's say they Kansas City just jumped out to a 3-goal lead. Um,
Yeah.
and by the time Kuplianen finally scored, it was already 11 minutes into the third period. So and that was the only goal they would score, going down
Yep.
3-1. Uh, The Heartlanders had a rough time too, having 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 penalties um, in that game. Obviously, I think that was more on the case of because it looks like the Kansas City had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I think it was a little bit of a rust coming back from break and
Yeah.
then the strike. Both teams were kind of sloppy, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say kind of chalk it up to that. They did outshoot the Mavericks 32-28, but like I said,
Mhm.
just unfortunately not enough. Um,
Nope.
they started out fairly well, you know, just having no goals in the first, and then I mean holding honestly. The Mavericks didn't get their first goal until 5:30 into the um second, so I mean, there
Yeah.
is something there, uh, but it all I'm pretty sure a lot of the Mavericks goals came on power plays. Uh, so that is definitely a killer.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think they've been good on the power play this season,
No.
have
They
they?
cannot get to defend it because they just constantly
Yeah.
are, like I said, letting that their goalies just kind of fend for themselves, which is definitely not what you want to do. Seems like they're out of
Yeah, they've
position
had
a
some real
lot.
bad turnovers when next thing you know, it's one-on-one, and goalie's just put in a tough spot there.
Yeah. For the Friday night game, uh, the I want to say, yeah, the Heartlanders traveled to Tulsa.
Oh,
Uh, they did take a early lead in this one, 2-0.
yeah.
Um, I mean, Johnny Sorensen scored 151 into the first period. So they got started off super hot. 10 minutes 31 seconds into the first period. Butler
Yep.
scored. Uh, so looked like they were turning things around. But
Right.
then four straight goals
Yeah.
by Tulsa. One in
Three of
the
them in the third
second
period.
and three of them in the third, like you said. Just completely obliterating anything that had help there. I want to say
I think.
two power plays.
Yep.
Yeah, two power play goals for Tulsa, um, which were their first, or no, yeah, their first two goals were off of power plays.
Yeah.
So I
Power
mean,
plays.
you're just handing them like
Yeah.
freebies at that point.
Ah,
Um,
can't be doing it.
no, and then moving on
On
to
had what 7 penalties? It looks like
yeah,
Iowa did compared to 3 for Tulsa. So
yeah.
um, yeah,
And then going to the Saturday game against Tulsa. Tulsa would start out with the two-goal lead in the second period, only taking 24 seconds to score their first one, and then only taking a minute and 8 seconds in the second period for their second one. So very quickly into the first period or second period, they were lighting it up. But then Sop would score, kind of cutting that lead down to one. But the Heartlanders would let another goal go in for the
yep,
Oilers, taking it back to two. And Butler would get another goal for the Heartlanders in the second, going to 3-2. But then no, and then nobody would score in the third.
yeah.
So you know,
An exciting second period and then a boring first and third.
yeah. So I don't think they let up a power play goal though.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, I don't doesn't look like any
no
power
power
play,
play
but
goals.
both teams had 5 penalties. It looks like
Yeah.
that game. Oh,
Uh, the Oilers outshot the Heartlanders 30-27. Um, yeah, it just is. It's unfortunate because they're
tough.
just constantly leaving. Uh, the defense isn't there. They're not clicking there. So it's been a battle.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
we're hoping it kind of
And
gets
then they
figured
got
out.
a tough game coming up Friday. Toledo's one of the teams in ECHL right now, so
Yeah,
um, it's definitely not going to get any easier for them.
no, definitely not. They're like I said, they
Yeah.
are 30th in the league. If you don't know, there's 30 teams in the league. So that is
Yeah.
dead last with only 8 wins. I want to say they're 2 points behind the next team.
Just Tulsa, which is the
Yeah,
team that we just got beat.
yep. And then in the Central Division, they have 18 points. Kalamazoo, who's in sixth in the Central, has
Yeah.
24. So I mean, and then Toledo, who we're going up against, has 42 points, is 19-5-2. So
Yeah. And I think it's 2 games against Kalamazoo after that.
yeah,
So, um, it's a tough game Friday, but 2 games that should be winnable. And hopefully they between the trades and then the call up, getting some new personnel in there, they can string some wins together and
yeah.
at least get out of last place. I don't.
Toledo is fourth in the entire ECHL, so
Yeah,
definitely a tough
yeah.
one there.
That's that. No,
You know,
not impossible, but
we are in a little
not
bit of
not
a
easy.
tough streak of games as well. We played Kansas City a lot, um,
Yep.
going up against Toledo. Definitely some hard hitters there, but I mean, those are the teams you got to start proving yourself against if you're going to start climbing out of the
Yeah.
hole. And then also you got to beat the Kalamazoos, you got to beat the
Yes.
Cincinnati's,
Tulsa.
and
That.
rival Bloomington. We've
Yeah.
had struggles with them this year, so
Yeah.
when those opportunities come, you have to play those teams and play them well. Um, but
Yep.
we only have 74 goals for us. Um, So,
Yeah.
and we've let up 110. So that's pretty rough.
Jeez, that is rough. It's rough.
So
So,
definitely, um, we're on an 8-game losing streak, but there's no time to win like now. So
yeah, they got plenty of time to I mean, the season, it's
yeah, it's a long
I'm not
season.
saying playoffs necessarily, but,
No,
they could definitely turn around and not be the worst team in the league.
yeah, and then
So
you want to close out with some Steamwheeler stuff. Don't got a lot, obviously. It would still before much has happened.
yeah,
Tryouts happened just recently. So
yep,
we did have some signings from there.
yeah,
Um, let's see. We had the most recent one, Richie Murphy out of the University of Wisconsin Stout. He played for the Duluth Monsters last year. Which is I always forget. I think they were Arena Football 1, I want to say, and
yeah,
then now I think they moved up to something else, but um did sign him in the from the showcase tryouts. He was the 5th fastest 40 time for the Steamwheelers tryouts. He is a DB. Um another one that we signed from tryouts was David Stevens. Interesting one here as he is a kicker and a DB. He is out
yeah,
of Hampton University. Uh, it's very cool to be versatile like that. And then when I had the opportunity to
right,
see him, and he actually was um, very good at kicking, and he played really well on defense, making a lot of coverage, breakups, and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
very good move there. Uh, then we had out of St. Ambrose University, uh, our somewhat friend Chima actually coached him a little bit as one
yeah,
of the St. Ambrose coaches. Jair Wilcox, a running back. So we'll get to see him a little bit this year, also out of the showcase tryouts. And then we also had the last one out of tryouts was uh, Marquis Whitlock. He is a wide receiver out
yep,
of Calumet College in San Jose. So should I mean, a lot of these guys were very high on potential. Marquis Whitlock ran a 440, so that's pretty impressive, obviously.
yeah,
David
yeah,
Stevens ran a 4.66, and Richie Murphy ran a 4.69. So
yep,
all good 40 times for sure.
yep,
Um, Pro or not pro, I mean that's a good 40 time.
right,
And then some kind of highlights for them lately is the Deckmate Dancers just hired a new coach on December 22nd. Um, oh man, Taylor Borchicki, I want to say, is how you say your last name, maybe.
yeah.
But so new
I'm just gonna go
new
with Taylor. I'm not gonna
yeah,
even try.
Coach Taylor, uh, signed for the head coaching of the Deckmate Dancers, which is a very cool thing for us. They always bring obviously some great mid-game cheers and stuff to kind of pump up the crowd. And then the Deckmate tryouts are actually coming up on Sunday, January 11th, to get some more dancers there. And then we had the 2026 season tickets open up. So
Yep.
everybody go get those. We need that stadium packed.
Oh, yeah.
Get some loud games
Oh,
going.
yeah.
I know we've got 8 home games that we'll have this year, so
Yep.
um
That first home game is March 21st.
yeah.
It's the Iowa Barnstormers.
And then we got
It's
the
always
Blizzard twice. We've got the um,
Jacksonville Sharks.
Tucson Fisher Freight. I want to say that Orlando is now the Pirates instead of Massachusetts.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Tulsa Oilers. So
Yeah. Yep.
should be some good games for sure this year.
Ah,
I'm very excited
yeah,
for
they had a
them.
really good it's good really good season last year. I think, 2 seasons ago, they had a good season, a little bit of an off season the year in between, and then, last year was really good, almost, was able to make it to the, um, championship game,
Yeah,
so I think what they made it to the semis, right?
yeah. I want to say
And
so.
lost
Yeah,
to the Green Bay Blizzards in
yeah.
the semis, so and a crazy. It was a close game too. They were right
Yeah.
there in it.
I
So
wanna say it was like 93 to whatever 7 below that is because they were on their way down
yeah,
the
yeah.
they also IFL in total has signed some deals with FanDuel Sports Network and Yahoo Sports to make it a little easier to watch this year. Yahoo Sports is a free streaming service, so we'll get to watch some of those games for free if you're not able to make it to the stadium. FanDuel, I don't know if they have a paid subscription or not. I think they
I
do.
kind of glanced at it. It looks like they might, but I
Yeah,
I don't know to what extent. I don't
yeah.
know.
So
I haven't fiddled with their sports network at all, so it'll be interesting to
yeah, so it'll be
see how
very
that
cool
works.
to
But
see all those, especially the away games, getting to see those.
yeah,
But yeah, I'm pumped for the season, so it's gonna be a good season.
yeah, be a
Storm
good
are
year.
looking up. Heartlanders will turn it around. I have faith that they'll get it
Yeah,
figured out.
yeah.
Um,
They
but
got a good organization over there. They just gotta get the right pieces where they need them and get rolling.
yeah. Well, everybody, thank you for listening to me and Robert. We will um, be back on. Me and Robert will be back for Friday's episode. On tomorrow's episode, we'll have Roseland, band, country duo that's won a couple JMAs. So listen to that. But everybody, like, subscribe, comment, do all those things. Help us out a little bit. We just love sharing the Quad City sports and then obviously our fandoms. So if you do whatever you can to share those, please. And just keep supporting us in the best ways possible. So, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in.